my friends. I'm about to plop down and finally get around to watching The Boy and the Heron. I'm really bad at watching things on time. I managed to not burn my popcorn though. What's more traditional than a great film and some great deliciously salted and buttered popcorn? They're, of course, made from maize kernels, which is our topic for the week. Just roll the intro while I finish with the movie, okay? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Historic Chefs, Taste of History, one ingredient at a time. I'm your host, Camish, and as you've probably noticed, today we will be talking about more than just popcorn. We'll be talking about a tall, sturdy grass with edible cereal grains called maize in international English, that's also known as corn to our dear viewers from Northern America and the beautiful land of blue healers, Australia. Nowadays, we consume maize in so many different ways, we don't have time to cover all of them here in one quick little episode, but I'll try my best to be as thorough and detailed as possible, as quickly as possible. That's the History Chef's guarantee. First and foremost, as a born and raised Central American, this episode is special for me because maize is indigenous to our very part of the world, and an integral part of our culinary culture. It also solos! Corn is awesome. Corn tortilla supremacy. Maize, or corn, was first domesticated more than 9,000 years ago by the indigenous Maya inhabitants of what today is southern Mexico and northern Guatemala. From there, it spread over the following millennia down south to the rest of Central America and the Andes of Southern America, as well as a little north to the US of A. Over time, it became one of the most important staple foods of the Americas, with a variety of applications that are still very visible today in traditional cuisines from all over, such as stuffed and fried maize tortillas called pupusas from El Salvador, paches from Guatemala, and the common and ever-popular tortillas and tamales, and so many other types of mouth-watering dishes and snacks. Both the Maya and the Olmecas, for example, processed and then cooked the maize they picked by first soaking it in a liquid alkaline solution, then washed it with plain water before its outer coating, also known as the husk, was removed before the actual preparation for human consumption could begin. The crop became so important to people here that it even influenced traditional indigenous religions. In the Popol Vuh, a book detailing the cosmology of the Quiché people, it said that humans were made from maize. Give it a read, it's pretty cool, especially if you enjoy mythologies as well as historic texts. I have a really neat illustrated copy of it. If you're from Guatemala, you've already definitely read it for school. But maize is also a really interesting example that the crops we know and love today aren't actually as natural as the first glance would make it appear. Truth be told, domesticated maize, scientifically known as sea maíz, requires human intervention in order to propagate. The reason for it is that commercial maize, like so many other seemingly natural food items, has been genetically altered or domesticated over many generations of my ancestors' history carefully to produce a bigger and more viable crop for consumption. That means that common modern maize kernels do not naturally fall off the cob on their own anymore, unlike its original wild ancestor that most probably originated in or near the Balsas River Valley in south-central Mexico. The crop today is grown and used all over the world thanks to the Columbian Exchange, that started after a somewhat infamous Italian explorer rediscovered the Americas on behalf of the Kingdom of Spain in the year 1492 of the Common Era. By the year 2020, over 1.2 billion tons of maize was being harvested annually worldwide, with the top 6 producers being the United States, China, Brazil, Argentina, Ukraine, and India. Today, maize is grown worldwide for multiple consumer products, ranging in variety from my cinematic salty buttery popcorn to delicious traditional delicacies such as tamales and tortillas, to animal feed, breakfast cereals, cornmeal, maize starch, maize syrup, maize oil for cooking, to distilling alcoholic drinks like the world-famous bourbon whiskey, for which especially the US states of Tennessee and Kentucky are famous for. And, viva la green revolution, it's also used as an environmentally friendly biofuel. There's almost nothing that maize can't do. Except maybe naturally resisting pests. You see, maize has many pests and diseases, such as the European high flyer, which is a type of moth, or diabrotica, which is a type of beetle that can befall crops rapidly and cause billions of dollars in damages to what would be an otherwise healthy and profitable harvest. That is why most commercially grown maize these days is actually genetically engineered and modified to protect against such serious damages. Because let's be honest, maize is affordable, highly useful, and therefore everywhere and nearly everything. So, next time you take a bite out of a delicious tortilla or tamal, do not forget to think about the long and proud culinary history of the Americas that you and your taste buds are partaking in. Buen provecho! I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this episode of Historic Chefs, Taste of History, one ingredient at a time. As always, if you did, please like and subscribe. Helps us out a lot. I'm your host, Camish, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Peace, love, and turtles! Come back next time to hear us talk about a much requested and quite rich topic, chocolate.